There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
To Biafra, consecrated nation, O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending this shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised the wounds of battle to heal, we shall who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious song of victory. We scarred our might around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. To hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule, to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
Oh, nada.
of course, Biafra remains of the rising sun. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio, a platform that is the embodiment of pro-Biafran group under the auspices of the de facto customary government of Nigeria. The very platform is being headed by Alhaji Asare Dokubo and deputized by our sister Rita Anebogo. And of course, the man who is in charge of this platform is no other person than Diokpa Uchi Ukafomefo, who is from Abatite in Anambra State, Biafra land. The man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And this is one word I keep saying. I don't expect everyone to understand the mindset behind it. I am George ONYIBE and I hail from Abo, Anyoma Province, Biafra land. I must acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, men and women of noble character, men and women who saw evil and called it by its name, irrespective of whose fault is God. Acknowledge all of you this evening, from the administrators down to the board of trustees, and of course the media department. This is also applicable to members of the de facto customary government, of course from the parliament, which is the advisory body, to the executive, the implementation body. All of you are highly appreciated. It is only God that sees our hearts and the intention behind every of our actions. And let him alone be the one who will reward, compensate everyone accordingly. Acknowledge those of you out there. I know so many of you. Most of you are not Biafrans, but you deem it fit to identify with us in this struggle. Thus, people like you cannot stand and let evil flourish. And most of you are Biafrans, but one way or the other, you don't want problem. You just don't want problem. And as a result, you don't want to be known. You stay behind. But even in your absence, your presence still speaks. I want to acknowledge all of you. I want to thank you for everything, and we must continue. But of course, as customary demand, we must acknowledge the Creator who has made the heavens and the earth. He's the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. And what do? We must accord him all the respect. And so in my humble way this evening, I say to him, all glory must be to our God, for he is worthy of our praise. No man on earth should give glory to himself. All the glory must be to our God. He said. And so let's go to our topic this evening, in fact, which is a continuation of our discussion yesterday before issues beyond my control occurred. And of course, the topic still remains the origin of the unknown gunmen and what Biafrans should know, at least for the first stage. It's not my intention to open up everything, but of course, you will be led into this truth gradually. It's a gradual process. You will be led into this truth in a gradual process, because the truth will blow your mind. It is too much for most of you to handle. And so we're taking it bit by bit. The intention is not to undermine anybody. The intention is to project the truth, which has the capacity to set all of us free. It is freedom that brought us here. The origin of unknown gunmen, it's on one side. What Biafrans must know is on another side. Given the deep top with the recent statement coming from the governor of Anambra State, of course, no other person than Professor Charles Soludo, regarding the issue of the unknown gunmen, has given reason for us to take a little review on what we should know, what we must know about the unknown gunmen. Reason being that what goes around comes around. We all have this opportunity to decide what happens to us next, either as a person or a people. I took time to give brief analysis, not in depth, regarding what is going on when you hear of unknown gunmen and people trying to cover atrocity. For God's sake, it is truth that brought us here. Why are we eventually running away from this truth? When the Biafra we seek for is almost within our grips. When it requires that we say this truth bluntly without caring, just say the truth, and then we are done. And maybe some of us think, no, let us garnish this lie with the truth. It's going to be acceptable. It can be presentable, and maybe it will make the pain go away. No, a worsening situation, what goes around comes around. What am I trying to tell you in effect? Those of you who are shielding unknown gunmen, those of you who are trying to protect Nnamdi Kanu from his atrocious activities, that of sacrilege in Igbo land, may the Lord be with you. What goes around comes around. Those of you trying to blame the activity of unknown gunmen, Fulani headsmen, to the Hausa Fulani, may the Lord be with you. But have it at the back of your mind, like our daddy who said, Daddy in the Lord. He said, we are not telling you Fulani headsmen are not terrorizing our land, raping our women and killing. The record abound. Are we going to talk about Agatu massacre? Do we begin to remind ourselves about the Nimbo massacre? It was these actions that gave birth to this very movement. But just very unfortunate that along the line, we become the very instrument of our undoing, thereby initiating the same process that we pretend to fight against to undermine our people. Evidence abound. And so it will be very unfair for us to testificate on the grave of those who have died and then come out and lie. Unknown government is Fulani, unknown government is DSS, unknown government is corrupt Nigeria, unknown government is political. All of you are evil. And I tell you, what goes around comes around. I am one of my broadcasts. I've made it clear to you. I said there is a way these things happen. Number one, you give gun to anybody to commit a crime for you. The rest assured they are not giving that gun back to you. And if care is not taken, that gun will be used on you. And then it is one thing to lead people out to terrorize people. They will come for you in due time. And some of you think with the number of security at your disposal, there is no shaking. My brother, a time for shaking will come if all of you don't stop it. Your security men will run away. No place in diaspora will get your children. People don't know what is happening. Forget about Britain, forget about Europe, forget about America. When this issue escalated, we told you Nnamdi Kanu, you have initiated a process you cannot control. So don't think maybe you are a big man. You have 1,000 orderly, security, paramilitary, Air Force, Navy, artillery, etc., etc., and somewhere along the line it won't get to you. Most of your security men are Boko Haram, they are unknown gunmen, they are ESN, and they will come for you when the time comes. They started with the poor people, petty traders, they are killing them, telling them shit at home, shit at home. They compromise the youth who has lost hope for future by incorporating them into this criminal enterprise. It is growing gradually. They're not coming for ordinary businessmen. Shut your market. Little entrepreneurs begin to kill them one after the other on every platform, political to economical to civil, all of them. And now gradually they are upgrading rather. It will get to all of you. But we still have time to correct this mess. This is not the time for anybody to threaten. No. You understand, recently the Arewa elders issued a threat. We have been warning about the activity of unknown government and killing of Fulani around your region. We will not warn it again. All of you are stupid, very hopeless. Bring on that madness. It looks like we're losing our voice because of Nnamdi Kanu, who have criminalized every process. And so when you threaten, we begin to fear. You see how we are panicking for Nnamdi Kanu, the god of bingos. Very unfortunate. And so what goes around comes around. You cannot run away from it. And so somewhere along the line, we must stand up and truly identify with what we profess to represent. I was moved to play the audio from the governor before I was technically disengaged from media platform without being able to analyze this very audio. But of course, we will continue with it this evening. But before then, may I remind us just two important things. Number one is that if you cover this atrocity, be rest assured it is going to catch up with you. And so you must take example from IPOB, because I think you should go there now and learn. Recently, Chike Dozie made a broadcast, and let me play the broadcast first of all to make you understand why everybody must stand up and do the right thing. He made a broadcast. He was trying to pass some message. Let's go there first of all. Let's see if the audio will allow us.
That if you have found yourself in this movement and you have remained faithful and loyal to our leader, you have remained.
That if you have found yourself in this movement, now we are not very sure of the movement he's saying, and that you remain loyal not to Biafra but to our leader. The question should be, are we fighting to restore Nnamdi Kanu, or we are fighting to restore Biafra? This is Chike Doziemu, very chameleon, deadly chameleon, very deadly chameleon. That if you have found yourself in this movement and you have been very loyal to Nnamdi Kanu, now you know who are the IPONG, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. We keep telling you, if you are still following Nnamdi Kanu, now as we speak, check your date, 27th of the month of May 2022, you are still under IPOB. You say, you get Biafra, you sleep in Nigeria, you wake up in Biafra. Sooner or later, you will cover your face in shame. Noble people at this moment are supposed to begin to take the bow. Take a bow and move back. It is over. Can't you get it? It's over. All they are trying to do is to manage your brain. Then they can shut some of us down. They believe have access to the atrocity. But it's not in their place to do that. Let us continue. Now I am telling you, if you have found yourself in this struggle, of course because you love your people and you hate injustice, instead of him to tell you now and you are loyal to this cause, the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. No, he's in Nnamdi Kanu. You see why their Arochukwu cannot kill you? Because you took an oath to defend Biafra, not Nnamdi idiot Kanu. Just listening to the man, because I have a reason. So somewhere along the line, you think you're going to hide away, you will run away from it. What goes around comes around.
Faithful and loyal and committed to the structure he put in place.
Now you must be loyal and faithful to Nnamdi Kanu and his structure. You must be loyal and faithful to Nnamdi Kanu and his structure. Most of you just listen to it. That is Chike Doziemu broadcasting to the Biafra worldwide. And some media warriors there, oh, write down, formidable man, very loyal man, oh, you are a good man. What you know nothing about. I have seen chameleons. But the breed of Chike Doziemu, but he's a mugu. Don't misquote me. He's a mugu. Because Nnamdi Kanu can only manipulate mugu. But he has his own atom of wickedness that is unimaginable. You must be loyal to Nnamdi Kanu and his structure. What is his structure? Does he have a structure? Don't you know most of his structure violates my conscience? Don't you know most of his structure is against the ethics of my belief? Don't you know some of his structure has sacrilege to what I believed and what I stand for? Even this very movement. But they are telling you, but that is not where we are going to. Let us continue. So that our people must understand what goes around.
You have not allowed yourself to be distracted even when the whole armada of the arsenal of the Nigerian government is upon us. You remain faithful, you remain committed, you remain focused.
To make this the blackmail, the story sweet, he said, you remain faithful even when all the whole Adamak, is it not Adamak? Abi Adamant of Nigerian arsenal is released against us. You must call out therefore for pastor to catch you mugu. He must tell you what devil is doing. So from now the Kano and all these gangsters called you, all those career freedom fighter, all of them, Idu Kingdom, Autopilot, Oporo, all of them, to catch you mugu, they come and be yelling, oh Nigeria do this, oh Nigeria do that, but now they are now worse than Nigeria. Unbelievable. Nigeria now is giving you they are deployed all the arsenal at their disposal, and they are working very hard on social media to convince you that the activity of ESM, Nnamdi Kanu Malatia Group, popularly known as unknown gunmen, is either Fulani headsmen or DSS or Boko Haram or Miati Allah. But the miserable part of their life is that, let's assume it's DSS, Boko Haram, Miati Allah, criminal entities that are the unknown gunmen in Biafra. What does he make in the Kano and his bingo? Each time they praise unknown gunmen who goes on evangelism in our land. What does he make them? Just listen, all this preamble he's trying to create to catch you mugu, position your brain in the direction they want it, so they can be able to mess you up, because that is what they are doing to all of you, most of you. But don't worry, we are not in a hurry. We are here to cure you, and that we shall do. Be listening.
You are one of the blessed that is called for this very work.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You are now blessed. He is now blessed. Every IPOB unit, now all of them, they have juju. They are poisoning people. He's not calling you. Now you are blessed of the Lord. Oh, you are blessed because you are a cannibal, because you are a bingo. What makes you blessed? First of all, is it your crown he's after or your heart? People, you should be able to find out. Ask yourself a question. Is it your money, your pocket they are after, or the well-being of your next generation? Let me not interrupt again. Let you say what you want to say. Why? For the reason that I played this audio.
It's assured us, and it shall no longer be too long, and we shall sing in the land of Biafra to the glory of Chukwuabiama. And we, like Sailor said, we shall dance in the street of Biafra to praise his name.
Hallelujah. Unknown gunmen are dancing. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen.
We have the spirit.
Amen.
We have done so much evil.
Amen. No. Sorry, let me interrupt. He now moved on to say, even though we have done so much evil, I think he was being prompted somehow to say the truth. Nnamdi Kanu, Chike Doziem, all of them have done so much evil. The amazing thing is, you see, William Shakespeare said, there is no art to find the heart concentrating in the face, trying to describe the level of the evil in the heart of man. Wanted to say the truth. These people are so evil, so wicked. I keep calling out Nnamdi Kanu until his true identity is revealed. People don't know why. A man who will dig a pit and send you into the pit and make you feel it's a third road. A man who will poison you and then tell you it contains vitamin C. He'll be looking at you, bring out the poison, put it in your food and call it vitamin C. Now we have sin. You are who sin? Chikedo said, you are who sin? And then he borrowed another weapon of mumurism. Because once the pastors come They tell you, we have sinned the sins of our ancestors, and God said he will pass the iniquity of the son to the first generation, second generation, third generation, and fourth generation, and then suffering, we are going to die, he will back us, he will kill us. God didn't say that, my brother. God never said so. Because if God did, if he were Almighty God, he did. The Europeans, the Portuguese, the imperialists who raped African till this moment, and they are prospering, and we that are being raped are going backward. You tell me God say? No, that is not my God. And if my God will allow me to inherit the curse of my ancestors, their sin, and he didn't allow me to inherit their blessing, like the crude oil, the gold, the timber, all the natural resources the imperialists are dying over in Africa here, that is not my God. Something is wrong somewhere. You get the point now. Chike Doziana is telling you, yes, we have committed evil, and our ancestors did commit evil. If what we are doing now were done, and each of them were done by our ancestors, my brother, we are gone. But of course, you want to keep your brain dormant and make a fool out of you. When Nnamdi Kanu preached on Radio Biafra passionately how Arochukwu was compromised, you will wish we can drag these people out of their grave, resurrect them and punish them, and then send them back to their grave. But the same Arochukwu, Nnamdi Kanu duplicated Arochukwu. He called one Igwe Kana and the other Abinu Pabe. Igwe Kana is run by Lilo Yanwachukwu, a Yahoo platform. Anybody going there, they are the killing squad of Nnamdi Kanu. They are the owner of all the shrine in Biafra land. And he took people like us to the real deity. You get the point now. And he said, we have sinned. Chike Doziana, you people have sinned. You people must confess. That is the beginning of your liberation. Without that, be deceiving yourself. We go nowhere. But you will not understand what it means. Like I said, there is a reason why I choose to play this audio.
The suffering that we have suffered up to this moment, heavens have seen the hearts of those who genuinely and honestly wants to make a change for our people, who want to sacrifice for their people. Onyendu is a living example. No one I can imagine
Onyendu is a living example. No one has suffered like Onyendu. Is it the monthly due we gave to him? Is it because we take his bullet for him? Is it because we take care of his family and he hide his parents and you people think his parents are dead? I ask you a question, all of you who came to their burial, did you see them? Did they put their parents in line in stage? They just removed them out of the baby fleena. Nobody has sacrificed it. In Mama died. Who told you his parents died? Who told you Nnamdi Kanu parents died? If Nigeria were to be an advanced country, I will move a motion, let that grave be excavated, let autopsy be carried on, because I know they will go and look for somebody bone now and bury in their parents' grave. That's their lie. We are trying to find out where they are coming from. Nobody has sacrificed for Biafra. Nobody, even those who died. Nnamdi Kanu sacrificed more than that. Then he told us that when he died, Biafra will come. Let him die now so Biafra can come. And then all these titles can befit him. But they are the same crops of corrupt individuals. Resources. Men and women gave their talent. Men and women were ready to die just to pass a message. Family were broken. Business shattered. Life made miserable. Most of these people, we will never know them. And there are deliberate acts that you can never know them. After all, when Nnamdi Kanu house was invaded by the terrorists he worked for, the Nigerian government, Nnamdi Kanu came on Radio Biafra and told you, oh, they killed how many people? Over 300 died in Nnamdi Kanu house. But let's agree that it is 24 people. Or how many did he say? And then he told you, they killed my men and then they killed my dog Jack. They killed my dog Jack. Jack had a name. It will remain for all eternity. But we will make the world understand that all these people who died in the Nnamdi Kanu house, they withheld their name. They hide their name. I challenge Nnamdi Kanu and his gangster DOS, autopilot, Idu Kingdom, Igodo. All of you trying to change the narrative. I challenge you. Give us the name of people that were killed in Nnamdi Kanu's house. You know, you only know dog. And when I call you dog, you say, and I pardon the madu, it's insulting us. You are lower than dog. If you think it is normal. And then IPOB bingo, rampage on social media, show you, oh, look at it, American honor dog, India honor dog, China honor dog. What is different between this? May you die so that Nnamdi Kanu and Chike Dozian will honor dog in your place. Think about what he's telling you. Nobody have done that. Nobody have done that. Only Nnamdi Kanu have done that. Is that what you people are looking for? Now you come and get it. We are waiting for you. All this sermon you are listening to, there is a reason, and that is the reason I want you to get before we go to Soludo audio.
More than this very man loved our people, that he has given all and continue to suffer for our own good. To continue on this path and to continue our sanitization of this noble family, as we ensure that only the poor, to ensure that only the hardcore, to ensure that only the die-hard loyalists of Onyibe and the structure you established are in this critical battle together with us. To ensure that we march on unified, without distraction, without leaving any flank of ours open to allow the enemy to come in. Anyone who does not understand what discipline means in a freedom fighting movement such as IPOB is doing, such as our movement, simply has no place in IPOB. This place is not Uzoprono. This place is not Igbo Union or anything that where you can, my people please, forgive me when I go into, I slip into Igbo language. This movement is not the Igbo situation where you do not get what you want, you will break away and then you form association of Igbo organization Canada, Igbo Union USA, or Igbo community in Germany. That is nonsense. IPOB is one indivisible family, one family under one command, and that commander and that leader is Nnamdi Kanu. If you don't like it, you can hold the transformer. If you cannot take it, you can as well also you hold the transformer if that is better for you. The following persons therefore are hereby relieved of their position of service.
Now, all those stories he has told you, one indivisible bingos, one immigrable bingos. If you don't like it, Onyendu Otokano is our leader. If you don't like it, go and hug transformer. But I know Chike Dozian is ignorant, because I'm in Biafra land. I'm in Nigeria. You asking me to go and hug transformer? There is no electric light, so it cannot shock me. It won't kill me. It can dirty my clothes. You see, they are 419. Now, after all this melodious sermon, how John 3:16, for God so loved, for Nnamdi Kanu so loved the world that they have to go to Abuja Hotel and be watching Manchester football, as directed by Justice Binta Yanko. All of them, they mugu us. Are you hearing him? Now, to end the story, all this one is that some brothers, he told you they have been relieved of their duty. They have been relieved. The following person have been relieved. Let's hear it so that I stop it.
IPOB USA regional representatives. These individuals, they have made their choice, and of course, we are a very reasonable people.
Now listen to that grammar. These individuals, they have made their choice. These individuals, they have made their choice. They made their choice. Let us continue.
You make your choice, we allow you because it is your right to make your choice. Mazi Tochukwu Ikwanas, the IPOB USA former, I hasten to add, the former IPOB USA Eastern Regional Rep, and Mazi Undiaworum, the former IPOB USA Mountain Regional Rep, they have made their choice. I think they have other talents of where they can use, better. But being part of this very leadership.
Now, let's stop there. That is what I want you to do. Chikedoziem now couldn't expel these people because this Tochukwu and the other brother have seen the truth. Nobly, they resign from IPOB. This is what we are telling all of you. You can be there, say, we can make it work. You are not going to make it work, my dear. You are not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. Because with what we have seen, Nigeria will be a paradise to compare with Biafra restored by IPOB in Nnamdi Kanu. I tell you the truth. And you think we're going to let that happen? You have one thing to do. You say, we will kill them, we shall teach them lesson, but let me remind you. Who was Nnamdi Kanu? Who was IPOB? Because you are in the past. That you should trample over 1,000 victims and praise yourself over their grave. My brother, it is not true for any of you. It is not true for all of you. You will have only one joy in the end. It shall be your misery. And that is to have your sword dropping by our blood. But I will tell you that last night we have heard it already. It is not in a dream. The sound of the hollow drum and Harris trumpet, as if a village was marching towards a graveyard. And last night when we passed our ears to the wind, we have tasted the space and eternity. And he has said to us, look, listen, what's surrounding us. We already know the truth, and now it is too late for you. Just watch the system. I am pointing out whoever these guys is, they must have offended a lot of people in America because of IPOB. Don't just resign, noble brothers. Go and make amends. You saw the truth, you resign. Chikedozia would have told us, oh, these people resigned, and let us forget and move on. He couldn't say that. He now begin to, he now make it asserted, do not remain in the camp of Nnamdi Kanu. You will see disgrace that will follow what they are doing in the coming days. They resign. So all those grammar we have been wasting energy to look at. He just want to tell you they resign. If it were before, they will blackmail these people immediately, and what you will hear is, oh, we shock them, they are expelled, let them return our property, you are expelled, you are expelled. We told you now, the Kanu, we will be the last who will do that thing. Come and expel everybody. Only one prophecy yet to be fulfilled to that effect. And that is Chikedoziem will come on radio, their radio Biafra, and say, I, Chikedoziem, I expel myself. He's going to do that. He has no choice. Heaven has written it already. Well, they have made their choice. They resign. Tell the world, these people resign. Why did they resign? Bingos in America, following Nnamdi Kanu, Wadibo Congress, all of you. Why did they resign? Oh, they stole money. They are saboteur. Tochukwu kwano saboteur ndiohi. But these men saw the truth. And that is what we want everybody to see. Those at home and those in diaspora. Let us purge our land of this iniquity. And maybe we can be able to go home once and for all time. You see, all of you initiating unknown gunmen, ESM, and all that small boy scouts, intimidating Igbo land. This is because Igbo genuine elders, leaders, seems to be part of this atrocity. And this is sacrilege. And may God have mercy on them. And when they are ready, you don't chop on young gunmen. You carry stolen gun, you harassing village people. You go to hamlet or settlement, you harass them, video them, show to the world. Now we are panicking. I hope you know I'm not in Germany, I'm not in America. And the best sonic major when you look at Sakame. Ono amani we mono amani onwani you no kasaka men gwapo no joku. Makano no knock him. nka ọtọ eka ihe oke meni imilionu unu carry anu the vibration the beni da zondiera. Very unfortunate. He could not honorably tell you, for reason best known to these people, they resigned. He's trying to tell you now IPOB jettisoned them. It is like people telling you George ONYIBE was expelled. Now the Kano doesn't have the guts. He has no option. It's either he expelled me or he do the right thing. 4 years we were on it. 4 years. 4 years. I clicked to 2 decisions. One of them is advice coming to one of my father in the Lord, late Reverend JJ Modigi. He said, if you want to change a system, remain in that system. Do not go out. But the moment you go out, you will not know what is going there and you can't change them anymore. And that is why I remained. And of course, Noble Mazimefo said, do not resign. Do you notice Mazimefo have not resigned from IPOB today? It's IPOB that is sacking him, speaking for him. But of course, he cannot identify with these crops of criminals everywhere. And I stood my ground. The truth cannot be compromised. And then the Kanu is not going anywhere, because my position is causing problem for them already. And one of the good men, I must tell you this evening, is Odiogene. When they entered South Africa to rubbish South Africa, they go behind me. Go and ask all my deputy. Chinemere man, the rest of them. Go and ask all of them about my conduct with them. And about what IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu said about me. But will they come out and tell you the truth? Can they stomach the truth? They have to keep quiet, they are gentlemen, so they can be good tomorrow. It is only Odiogene that refused and said no. It can't work that way. When they say they cannot have structure, command and control and command. It is to keep you as a stupid person, foolish person, zombie, monkey, babu, rat in the cage, as they choose to call you. That is it. Nothing like structure. Because now the Kanu will wake up, tell you to go and rob bank, and you say no, I cannot go. Oh, it's a saboteur. It's a saboteur. They blackmail you. They have the media power. They have the media power. If God has not been on our side, today most of you will stone me. But my happiness is that 90% of IPOB member on ground, they have not recovered from the blackmail of Nnamdi Kanu against me, because they know me. They have first-hand information about me. Tell them to hold meeting about me. The moment they gather to talk about me, that meeting will end in quarrel. Because somebody is going to say, Nnamdi Kanu know what he did to this man. Let him and Nnamdi Kanu go and settle. We cannot get involved. You get the point now. Leave IPOB. This may bring about untimely death of numerous people, uncountable persons. That is why we are telling you. Very unfortunate. Now going back to the main atrocity promoted by IPOB, and certain individuals are trying to cover it one way or the other. Let's cover it. I am a quick Andy Rona Chisanyochi. I want to ask Gesime, I get issue press statement no Brown and the Kano. I have seen all one day Cameroon on the Kafanchan. Did they not kill Igbo girl and his husband in the service and tell you they are Cameroon? One of them was in public forum, WhatsApp group, challenging me. You see you, what is the name of this idiot self? Let me leave his name first. I will expose all of them. Thunder will fire them. You see you, how can you say these people are Igbo people? They are from Cameroon. Cameroon Igbo. The next day they saw it's not Cameroon. They say, you see, they are Yoruba people, they are not our people. How the family of those people not come to counter all of you? Since then, no more Yahoo. Very unfortunate. And now, like I said, the reason why we need to look at some of the activities of the unknown gunmen is because of the statement Soludo made recently. Let's hear them and see how much time will permit us.
Budget provided handsomely for the youth empowerment.
Let's start.
Ndi Anambra. Well, you employed me to lead the process of building a livable and prosperous homeland. After swearing in on the 17th March 2022, I worked for 8 hours and 45 minutes that day and have kept working hard every day to make you proud. A lot is ongoing and we will report to you in due course. However, we recognize from the first minute that restoring peace and security will be foundational to our larger agenda as a people. We devoted several paragraphs in our inaugural speech to underscore the grave security challenges we inherited with the deadly criminal gangs largely in occupation of 8 local governments as at the time. You may recall that I was attacked by the so-called unknown gunmen while addressing youths at a rally in March 2021, leaving 3 policemen dead, and indeed hardly any candidate could campaign freely in the 7 local governments of the South Senatorial Zone in 2021.
Hey guys, my name is Osas and I'm...
Yes, pardon that interruption. We'll continue.
I knew the grave situation and determined to confront it. I met with the State Security Council for 3.5 hours on the first day, and there was consensus to deploy both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches as we searched for the solution. While the security agencies have been doing their best, here they are, working very hard with limited resources, we are convinced that sustainable peace and security cannot be achieved without the cooperation and solidarity of the people. Consequently, we went to work to mobilize our people and address the wider socio-economic and legacy issues, fueling agitations and insecurity. We consulted, for example, we consulted and collaborated with the Southeast Joint Body of Bishops and Traditional Rulers, issuing joint statements with the Joint Body of Bishops organizing prayer sessions in the entire Southeast on the 4th of April 2022, with the goal of ending the sit-at-home and ensuring an enduring peace and security in the Southeast. We also organized Anambra Peace and Security Dialogue with the leadership of the Christian denominations, town unions, traditional rulers, youth organizations, women market, transport unions, as well as political leaders and non-indigens on the 2nd of April 2022, calling for an end to the sit-at-home and peace and security in the Southeast on April there. We offer the olive branch to all the armed youths in the forest to come out, surrender their guns, and with the commitment that our government would help to retrain and empower them to contribute positively to our development. Our government has, in our proposed revised budget, provided handsomely for the youth empowerment. The official leadership of IPOB also repeatedly issued statements dissociating itself from the senseless and destructive sit-at-home on Mondays, etc., as well as the kidnappings and criminal actions of gangs in the state and the Southeast. We set up the Truth, Justice and Peace Committee with the goal of getting to the remote and the immediate causes of the agitation and criminality with a view to proffering systematic and lasting solutions. We have severally again met with town union leaders and traditional rulers, landlords, all in the mobilization of the people for lasting peace and security. True to our commitment to engage with all state and non-state actors relevant to the search for lasting peace and security, we visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and he reiterated that he never authorized the senseless sit-at-home and absolved his organization IPOB from the crass criminality, especially the barbaric enforcement of the sit-at-home and the kidnappings and spilling of blood. Mazen Kanu expressed his willingness to personally address the press to charge his followers to keep the peace. Subsequently,
So Nnamdi Kanu died vehemently. That is not IPOB killing. Nnamdi Kanu told them, no, sit at home. Not IPOB have nothing to do with sit at home. IPOB is telling you it's Simeon Ekpa that is doing sit at home. It's not them. And then Nnamdi Kanu on the other hand told you, these are the people you should talk to. Listen to them. They are hardcore. Simeon Ekpa number one. Why are we these intellectual, dishonest individuals? Why are we very wicked to ourselves? Nnamdi Kanu told them, and so Nnamdi Kanu told them, and so that is the truth. They are not IPOB going to charge his boys, maintain peace, keep peace. Continue.
His lawyer issued an official statement confirming this position. And his associate,
Barrister Jofo, his lawyer, or is it Aloy Jimako, or what is the name of the new one? They issued statements that the POB is not unknown gunmen. Barrister Jofo, how many Igbo youth were killed in your house, supposedly invaded? How many Nigerian police were killed? Barrister Jofo, can you tell the world what happened that day? The Nigerian police or army invaded your house and they burnt it down. Barrister Jofo, are you aware that most Igbo people who died in your house, you people didn't publish their name? For your information, I have those names. I have their picture. And I know how they died. In your house, Barrister Jofo. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Because of the money? What exactly will make somebody to deny his mother and father because of this money? Come out and show your identity, that if you are too proud of IPOB, Barrister Jofo, tell them you are a coordinator now. Is it to hide under your LLB? They assured Soludo, and Soludo agreed. Or did he not agree? They assured Ike Dife, Ezedife or Ike Dife agreed. They assured old people, Mbazulike and the rest. They agreed. Very unfortunate.
We have also had town hall meetings within the Anambra in Lagos and Abuja, and our people are united in their condemnation of the criminality going on in the state and environs, and demonstrated their commitment to join hands with us in solving it. The list of the public engagements is long, with even a longer list of backroom plans and actions.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yes, of course, there are some of those challenges, but let's continue.
Despite the above, ladies and gentlemen of the press, the criminal gangs are unrelenting in their desperation to maintain their very lucrative criminal enterprise and expand their other agenda of domination. When the security agencies rooted them out of the two of their numerous camps, their reprisals were to burn down the secretariats of two local governments and to also attack police stations, police and soldiers. Routinely, they kidnap for ransom, rape, and murder their victims as well. A poor woman frying akara in front of her house on a Monday. Over the past 1 week, in the Anambra and indeed the nation have been treated to the gory stories of the kidnapping and subsequent beheading of Honorable Okechukwu Okoye, member of the State House of Assembly, and his aide, Cyril Cheboka, both from my community, Sofia, as well as the brutal murder of Mrs. Harirat Jubril from Adamawa State and her 4 children and 3 other northerners. Anambra people have been in shock. This is not who we are. Our deepest condolences are with the families of the various victims. We are working around the clock with the security agencies, and we believe by the special grace of God the perpetrators must be brought to book. Let us be very clear. The criminals who are doing this, causing mayhem in Anambra, albeit disparate groups and gangs, are Igbos, dominantly from other southeast states, whose real objective is lucrative criminality and foisting their idolatrous religion on the region. Unfortunately, Every criminal gang today, including cult groups, claims to be, quote, to be a liberation movement, unquote.
Now, let's take it from there. It's quite a long audio. I don't have intention of taking all of them. Now, Soludo, along the line, informed the global community that these killers are Igbo people. That is true. Soludo moved on to tell you that all the occult groups, all criminal gangs within Igbo land have now avenue to justify their criminality. They are freedom fighter. And if this also have to be true, don't you think you should know who the unknown gunmen is and how they came about? Now, I will try not to call much name, because somewhere along the line they are going to come out and they are going to prosecute me. They are going to come out, they're going to say, come out, give us evidence, and then I can sing very well. Very useless set of people. What Biafrans must know about unknown gunmen. When IPOB started, I gave some of this intro before now. They have volunteers. These are noble men and women whose job are most of the duty of a surveillance. They carry out forensic investigation regarding every issue. They come up with the truth and then look at a preferred solution to whatever challenges it is. It was truly home. And their presence became inspiration to everything we'll do. They were not only sincere brothers and sisters out there, they were willing to defend Biafra land by every means necessary. All of them were responsible people. And then as we began to grow, criminality was being introduced into the system. For instance, we all heard of Abachina Sanworu Militia Group in Ebonyi State, known as Dead Man Walking. We all know about Benjamin Madubugu, BSS Flank, and the guys of Obase, Lion Squad, to mention but a few. We all understand about the criminal gang in Imo State, Enugu State, to mention but a few. These were being managed by individuals. I will not mention their name because they have repented. They start using them to do criminal. There is a brother, a very hardcore brother. One of the first people Nnamdi Kanu came on Radio Biafra and said he's expelled, even before I was expelled. But then Nnamdi Kanu have not told you people what happened. I don't know if they've killed the boy, but I know he's still alive. Somebody came to meet him and said Nnamdi Kanu say you people should go and rob the bank. And these are supposed to be reliable principal officer. And this brother said, if Nnamdi Kanu is sending me that kind of a thing, he should tell me, not sending you to me. Tell Nnamdi Kanu to give me the instruction and then I will go. That is when the guy becomes saboteur. He didn't know. Go and ask Bright Chimezie, he knows. If they want, I give them further evidence so that their own home will break out. Ashawu called person, Ashawu, very useless set of people. They start compromising these innocent people. IPOB will destroy your source of livelihood. IPOB will remove every pillar that makes you stand on your own. And you thereby rely completely on them. If you do not have a backup plan and the ability to improvise as of when necessary, you are gone. Most of the youth who could afford to pay for one room and manage a mini shop, ride Okada or thereabout, IPOB have destroyed their life, so they are in the bush. Still believing in the lies that miracle is going to happen one way or the other. My brother, you're going to stay in the bush for a very long time. I thank God Soludo offered the people who live branch. Go and meet Soludo, they give you amnesty, you enter your house. Because that bush you are going to stay, my brother, you're going to stay there for a very long time. And so these noble volunteers, they refuse to be compromised. That is when they went underground and start looking at those volunteers, pick the ones with criminal tendency, and then form them as a different group and assign them to be doing different dirty jobs. And do you hear about Ojukwu, the one that used to call on the kind of my teacher, my teacher, my teacher, my teacher? IPOB, tell us the story of Ojukwu, what you people have done to him. What about Onyeburibu? China Sanworu, I thought you Onyeburibu have been marked out. You are the bull's eye. You wanted to kill Onyeburibu. What are you waiting for? What are the lion heart or the Basi heart and all that you have turned around to kill even the original genuine CSO, Bright of Iguacha? And then when these genuine people know, they ran. They disassociate from IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu indirectly, secretly declare most of them wanted. But of course, other volunteers cannot come against these people because their hands are clean. And of course, these people will resist you with everything they have. So meanwhile, they are watching them with one eye, waiting for the slightest opportunity where they will strike them. And so now the Kanu run out of volunteers. He needed to fill in the gap. They started hiring cultists. They started hiring gangs of criminals. Now, IPOB is fast to disassociate from those criminals when you catch them or when you kill them. Because most of them are on contract. But it will shock you, most of them are serving military officers, police officers. IPOB have representatives in all platforms. Pastor Jack was helping them to rig people's account because he's a banker. To mention but a few. Any idiot, come outside, make I disgrace you. Just come outside on social media, make him, I disgrace you, I finish you. Not with blackmail. Let the world see how dirty and stinking all of you are. Now the Kanu, we have not even opened this chapter. He's smelling already. So these people, they tell them, I want you to go and kill this man. That is what they call higher assassin now. And they say, how much? He say 2 million. They give them 2 million. I say, anything happen, we know nobody call us, so nobody. They use people. This is where the atrocity going on. We disassociate with them. I have told you in my broadcast, China Sanworu gave order that they should arrest Ndune Soku and more, all of Anambra State, and go and bury them alive. And somebody had information and saw them doing that. And they called me immediately. I was in Ugeb, Cross River State. Of course, on the same Biafra issue that very day. And I called China Sanworu. I said, what is this that I'm hearing? Who gave order for Obase to kidnap Ndune Soku and more? I think more is dead now. Ndune Soku should still be alive. So those of you in Anambra, so you don't find them. Although Nnamdi Kanu gave them oath, Benjamin Madubugu gave them oath never to say what happened to them. So they are afraid of the oath, they may not open up for you. And so I told China Sanworu, who is giving such order to go and bury our people alive? What did they do? Have this matter been looked into? China Sanworu is only dead. I say such order cannot be carried on in my jurisdiction. Tell Onyendu I said so. Call Obase, they should leave those people, or else I will escalate this matter. He said, okay. I said, these people are not innocent people. Benjamin Madubugu come out from prison. If you go to his house, you buy kai for him. If you go to his house, carry diesel or petrol and give to him. If you go to his house, give him gift. Then you become holy. And these people serving, dying, boring to protect the interests of Nnamdi Kanu. They don't have anywhere to bribe. Moreover, they don't believe in bribe. They now become saboteur. Did you get the point now? So they were hiring people to do all this. And it's still continuing till today. And for you, from your house, you live in an armory because your fence is almost 50 meters high. And yet you have barbed wire on top of it. With over 1,000 security there. You only glance through the pages of newspaper to look at opinions of your own interest. How can you know what is happening in the gutter? Have you lived in the bush? Have you lived in the bush? Governor Soludo, those advising you, give olive branch. Have they been in the bush? All these things are not problem, but they are problem. They are problem because at the end of the day, most of you are trying to push it that it's not Nnamdi Kanu because you are accomplished. But the problem is, if you succeed to wave it out from Nnamdi Kanu, they will say it's Igbo people. And the whole generation will bear the brunt. And this will not happen under our watch. Soludo in his mouth, I've told you, these unknown gunmen, they are Igbo people. But Abro and the Anambra. Abro and the Anambra, Manawabundi Igbo. Are you getting the point? Let us call it speed is speed. So most of them, they are loyalists or they are not loyal to Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB. Their money. He who pays the piper detains the tune. And so we have contributed money around the world over the years. What do? China Sanworu Protocol, Bull's Eyes. They have some small criminal looking for how to survive. Ask him your neighbor. All they need is to call you, yeah, mama. China Sanworu, his own pattern is bro, how are you, bro? If China Sanworu is calling you bro as you're listening to this broadcast, my brother, run for your life. You are a dead man walking according to his own militia group in Ebonyi State. So that is how they compromise every process. Now they can't fight against cultists. Now they can't fight against anybody. Now they can't fight against the system. Because the system is wrapped around them. What do they have to do? They will blame it on somebody else. Do you know, as we speak, there are a lot of them in the bush pretending to be farming yam, cocoyam, potato, tomato in Biafra land. But when they finish, they tell you to go and do kidnapping. A particular group of these unknown men were trained by one idiot, and here to expose that idiot. He brought some youth and said, let's defend our land. Now he was training them to defend them against Nnamdi Kanu gunmen. And when he finished training them, he called them and said, you people go and rob this bank. And the boy said, how can we go and rob bank? I thought it's to defend the Biafra. He said, no, that bank stole my money. You must rob them. And the people told the people that know the people and the people after the people. And they told those boys, do not go back again. You get the point now? So who orchestrated this evil? Angel Michael? Angel Gabriel? Is it Buhari? Is it Buhari? Who initiated this process? And so each time we come, trying to pamper this matter, trying to pretend we know how to do it. You don't know. And the more you delay, the more it gets worse. But we have warned our people and say, do not be careless with your life. Do not be careless with your life. And for no reason should you allow them to compromise you. This is the stage where we are in Biafra Restoration Project. And so the global community must be put on notice that this is not who we are. This is not the Igbo you know. This is not the Biafrans you heard of. These are a group of misguided fella, criminally minded individual who are there just to seek for glory, and of course vain glory for that matter. Bent in bastardizing our blood lineage, destroying our value system, and destroying everything which we hold dear. And you see, our plight is not different from that of yours. Only that you have the advantage because you created this mess in the first place. The people of Biafra, it is time you have to embrace yourself for impact. Accept the truth, and you will see closely Who are the unknown gunmen? They live around you. They school with you. And you see, most of them are very responsible people. Nnamdi Kanu has given them oath. We can save them. We can save our society. We can save the next generation. We can discredit the activity. That is not the way of our life. And then put an end to all this evil. Agitation must continue. Nigerians have a choice. They can call for referendum. They can call for restructure, devolution of power, create room for resource control, the Bill of Rights, and of course, referendum and secession. Constitutional amendment. It is within the right of the people to make demand of such. Nigeria cannot shy away from it. It must answer. But while we are making Nigeria to answer this call, and your supposedly Messiah Nnamdi Kanu has collected money, behind is a Nigerian, in the front is a Biafra. I think of all people, we should be more careful of ourselves than you know. No, just go back and listen to Chikedo's last broadcast. How he was sending religiously. How they were going to inherit Biafra. When they very work hard, the Lord will not leave them. They have sacrificed. What did Chikedozian sacrifice? Pointing out who lives and who died. Do you know how many people Chikedozian has initiated the process that almost lead to their death? Is it because Madam Social did not want to come out openly and tell you what Chikedozian engineered, and then Nnamdi Kanu gave order? Let's move on. So these are what you must know about unknown gunmen and their origin. Today you have unknown gunmen, rightly as Soludo said, unknown gunmen of Curtis, unknown gunmen of armed robber, unknown gunmen of common criminal, unknown gunmen of ESM, unknown gunmen of unknown gunmen, unknown gunmen of Nnamdi Kanu, unknown gunmen of Simeon Ekpa, unknown gunmen of DOS, unknown gunmen of Rabbi Charles emissary, DOS of emissary, unknown gunmen of Idu, unknown gunmen of Igadamigada, everywhere unknown gunmen. But of course, you strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. No, I will leave it at that. Disassociate yourself from them. Makanonya banu law, omane kuetua. Onya banu law, omane kuetua. Disassociate yourself from IPOB. If you know enter inside house, you know go know how they take build them. If you know enter inside house, you know go know how they take build them. If you know near IPOB, they think say you are fighting for freedom, they cannot get to you. Onya banu law, onya banu law, onya banu law. Oh mani kuetua o. Yahungwanu. Allah is up. And if you are able to pass the line, you call and make your own contribution. The direct line to call this evening is 08065875555. I repeat again, the direct line to call this evening. Peradventure, you have one or two things to say. The direct line is 08065875555. And of course, you have access to my social media platform. It could be WhatsApp, it could be Facebook Messenger, Skype, or any other platform. You can access me this moment. You are free to call in and make your contribution. Biafra remain the destination, but the need to expose criminality at every level is paramount. We are not going anywhere. We are not in a hurry. We will engage every platform. Let the truth be done. This is still Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio. Let us stop pampering this evil, because we may not survive if we continue this way. I'll be back in a minute. The lines are open. Don't forget that.
Yes, of course. At this moment, I'm joined by my daddy in the Lord, Mazubidu Binu. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, my Reverend.
You're welcome to the program. Good evening, sir, from here.
Good afternoon from here, and good afternoon from here to all BIAFRANS and all lovers of freedom who are listening. It's another day that God has given us. And I thank you so much, my Reverend. This is too much for me. I don't even know where.
Of course, that is a network problem. We will be managing it, but of course, a lot of things is being done to make sure you're back.
That the message did not go across. Before they continue to call in this project, my Reverend, I said there's so many things you said, but there's something that's missing, and I will request if you can do me a favor. This kind of message is supposed to be closed by your regular song. Okay, the one you sang right now, I'm not used to it, but there's one that is very suitable for this today's broadcast. Okay, in I go, you go, you go.
Okay, I will do it for you. You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I don't know where to start. We're beginning from the two individuals that you forgot one aspect of his the Chicken Edition's message yesterday. He told them that they may have talents in other area. They may have love for other talents, but the platform is where it's not allowed. They can find their talent somewhere else. They've been relieved of their position. And I say, wow. But that's good. Because guess what? Oru. Igbo people say, Oru fu ibie. Ebe GA news now. That is not to say that nobody is Oru, but it simply says that if a slave that sees the other one, remember those days they bury people with slaves. And if another slave sees another slave being buried with their masters and, begins to make fun of them, they should remember that their days are coming. Okay? It's going to be their turn. It's so unfortunate and so sad that even these two individuals spent a year, almost a year plus and a half before they can really understand what is going on. And these are the people that I call the meeting here, people that I have worked with for several years here. Good people, they are. It's just that when people begin to worship human beings, when the focus is no longer what we are set for, because we were set for Biafra, not for human beings, you're going to get lost, okay? The reason why we all came out is because of Biafra, not for an idiot. And no idiot will stop on the way of Biafra. This is a promise. It's not a threat. No idiot. It doesn't matter who you think you are. Even the ones that are at home right now, all these people that call themselves governors and leaders of the land, they cannot speak in the faces of their own peers, but rather they are playing to the gallery of their peers. They should know that it doesn't matter what they plan. It doesn't matter what they plan. Their plans must be Ahithophel's. They cannot, there's nothing they can plan that can cover these lies. So they should know that. And that said, I want to get into the discussion or the Soludo's clip you played. You know, as I was listening to that clip today, I listened to it before, but I really didn't, I wasn't able to see the implications of that, clip before. And now, when I was listening again via this broadcast, and I'm saying to myself, wow, these people can be too smart to bring in their information they want to tell the people they are governing. Remember, these are Anambra people he was talking to. He opened the statement with Umunemo Ndi Anambra, okay? So, in between, a lot of grammar came in that is somewhat deceiving. A lot of grammar came in that was kind of trying to hit mad overhead, because people know very well that Nasina Adema non-ONYIBE, meaning that when you want to lie, you better speak in English so that you can deceive people. Now, when you played this voice, I was listening from the beginning. I may not be able to say it exactly how he said it, but I'm going to paraphrase or give my perspective to my understanding of the whole thing. Remember, he called it, and he started up with his inauguration and the day he was brought in. He also acknowledged in the beginning of his opening speech that he inherited this mess. He inherited it. And he took over from somebody. And I think that, he should do more by asking questions to the individual that handed over to him this mess.
Who happened to be even a patron? Who happened to be a patron? Serious patron.
That's where I'm going, because he has not been able to ask questions about two trucks, or they call it Jeep in our place, that was given out from Anambra State coffers. He has not been able to ask questions about that. And it's not like it's hidden. Those people are still driving those trucks up to tomorrow. And he acknowledged. I love the fact that he acknowledged that he inherited a mess from somebody. That's one thing. And then he came in to also acknowledge that all his dreams and aspiration can only be accomplished in a stable environment. In other words, in a secured environment. But then he came in with his English to dichotomize everything. And what I mean by dichotomizing everything, it's as far as the different groups that he was mentioning that may be related to this ongoing insecurity in the land. He talked about his efforts with the clergies, the bishop, the head of the market, and everything, and all the people he consulted. Okay, and then he talked about different groups in the bushes talked about meeting with the official IPOB leadership. And then he separated that leadership by mentioning Nnamdi Kanu's name. In other words, he saw, I don't know if it's his plan or just the way he wanted to present it, but he should not remove Nnamdi Kanu from being an official leader of the unknown gunmen and the IPOCs that are ravaging the land today. He talked about how he met with them. Okay? But I know that since the past few months that he became governor, all these groups that he's trying to split into pieces to show that they are different. I know that he has, if he's paying attention to the threats that are coming from all of them, with the exception of none, have always based their threat on the release of their leader, Leviathan Eberiman Nnamdi Kanu. All of them. Okay, so I don't understand the reason he's breaking them into pieces to say that this belongs to this, this belongs to this, and this belongs to this. All of them. Let him go back to the clips. It's being done because somebody that claimed that he's a disciple of Eberiman Nnamdi Kanu insisted that they must continue the seed at home. The Godo and Idu and Ada Kingdom also still calling on Nnamdi Kanu as their leader. And every threat they are ushering is based on the release of Nnamdi Kanu, not for the restoration of Biafra. Other groups alike who had come out on a video to showcase that they are well equipped to destroy the contraption. He should go back and listen to what they're saying so he can understand that there's no need of dichotomizing these groups. So he can be, according to them in Nigeria, they'll say be guided. Because the guy, be guided is like, be careful. Okay. Mind yourself, watch what you're doing.
Watchful.
Yes. Now, the other part of what he said also, which I don't quite understand, is he said he set up a committee to investigate the reason for the agitation. In other words, Professor Saludo is living in isolation. He's living in, I don't know what to say, where he's living. He doesn't understand the reason of the agitation. And this is not the first time he has said it. He has said it so many times that he will, the first time he mentioned that he will go to Abuja, meet with Nnamdi Kanu, so they can really understand that the reason for this agitation. And then the other one was at Channels TV, where he said that the next thing is to make sure that they, find out the reason of agitation. In other words, all these things that is being said, all these things that we are witnessing in the land, the humiliation, the marginalization, on our people. How do I express this? All this treatment against our people, unequal treatment. 2 days ago, we just witnessed one of the senators from the Southeast. Not that I'm fan of Okorocha. I'm not his fan, though, to be sincere. But we just witnessed him acting like a baby because the so-called EFCC went, or rather, invaded his house. Isn't that horrible? He's a senator. If we should give him that, a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if he had ever committed any crime at all, and if there's equity and law and justice in that contraption, he should be invited to come and answer questions. By the way, like I said, I'm not his fan, but I do know that Okorocha has nowhere to run to in the entire world because of what his actions already. He cannot run to any diaspora. So he's stuck in Nigeria. But you see that treatment they gave to him and his family? And I know that Professor Soludo did not understand the reason of agitation. I'm just saying just one of it. It was yesterday again, Peter Obi was also jumped on by these criminals. Apparently, Professor Soludo does not understand the reason of agitation. He does not understand the reason for agitation. But he cannot tell me that he is not seeing the invasion, or rather, the besieging of our land by the military. He cannot tell me that he does not know what we are talking about. Because that's a failure right there. That's a failure right there for him to say that he set up a committee to look into what is causing the agitation. That is so sad. And then, unfortunately, he's setting all these committees, meeting with the clergy that were in the land. All these people were there when the killings were happening. When BIAFRANS will come out with flags and Nigerian soldiers will shoot them down. Meanwhile, they can come out boldly and identify themselves as Arowans. They can come out and say they are the ones, nobody shooting them down. But we cannot ascribe to ourselves any name that we want. I don't know when name becomes a crime. I don't know when flag becomes a crime. I don't know when wearing clothes become a crime. We just witnessed the older guy, Chinwetalako, the other day, just because he had a red, blue, and yellow, red, green, black, and yellow. He was kind of humiliated. Where am I going to start counting? Obiano, who brought in all this crime, was the governor and had killed so many Biafrans just for coming out on the streets to protest. We remember 2016 when hundreds of Biafrans, I think it was this, from the account, it was 150, was massacred at the wall for coming out to celebrate or to remember people who have paid the ultimate price. And Soludo is yet putting together a committee.
And coming to think about those that were massacred in Nkpo.
We all know that Willie Obiano did not do much to prevent such from happening. But then all of us came out, attacked Soludo, and Soludo went behind and gave Nnamdi Kanu moto and adopted his son as
Obiano, not Soludo.
Obiano. Sorry, Obiano. And gave moto to Nnamdi Kanu, the same person that allowed our people to be slaughtered, and adopted his son as a godfather. And then people are saying, no, we are looking for Biafra. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu is sacrificing. Sacrificing what?
Have you forgotten that after killing these boys, Obiano hired some women who went to do a kind of burial to cover up that crime?
To blind their spirit so that I cannot attack them.
They cannot attack him. And we called him out. We were all over. Mazimefo was there. This young lady that was deceased now, Ochimobi, was there giving report. And all these things. So apparently Soludo is in the moon. He was living in the moon. He doesn't understand why we are agitating. He doesn't understand that. When there's no seaport in the entire eastern region, the only one that is there is handed over to Dangote. No international airport, except for Enugu, which they already closed down. Nothing. Jobs are not given to youth. People are not paid their salary. You don't know why we are agitating. The roads are in a mess. You don't know why we are agitating. People from the south has to score more to gain entrances to universities. The people from the south are denied as member of Security Council in the so-called Nigerian government. And you don't know why we're agitating. How many will I name out for him? And he's yet to set a committee to know why we're agitating. Well, thank God for this radio. We can loudly tell him why we're agitating over here. So he can make amends. And people who knows him will send some of these clips to him so he can understand there's no need of wasting Anambra fund that is not even there, setting up committees. Because all these committees you're setting up already know what is happening. The clergy refused to do their job as servants of God. They were watching. The few ones that are spoken are supporting evil. Somebody like Ejike Mbaka, they are all singing praises to Nnamdi Kanu. I hope they are not part of the people that you are setting up to come and address this issue. Because I really don't understand what is going on. If not that all the time that I say that I don't understand what's going on, the Spirit of the Lord points me to Thessalonians 2 verse 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I mean. That's the only thing that reconciles my doubts as what is going on today in our society. People are seeing the truth and they're lying about it. And let me adequately advise him if you want to listen. Because all this, the other day, I think it's the one on the same clip that is now, locking down the state and state of emergency with curfews and Okada people who probably had a higher purchase or borrowed their keke now will not apply some areas. And I wonder how they are going to make up with the higher purchase. I wonder how they are going to make up with already emaciated economy. because you fail to call a spade a spade. You are still dining and whining with the people that are responsible for this crime. We're still meeting with them and trying to find solution when the solution is right under your feet. It is so unfortunate. So I really want to let him know that the solution to all these things is for all of them that claims that the leaders of the land need to step up and demand equity and justice from that contraption called Nigeria. That is the solution. If he thinks that he can do all these press releases and everything and intimidate people or hire the army to come and start killing the youths anyhow, then I'll tell him he has a long way to go. Because a lot of people have understood their games. They come to our land, you don't want to fight, you cannot fight. The people are fighting and you are quenching them. You are stopping them from fighting. When we became the second-class citizen in Nigeria, is what I don't know. The same nonsense. Look at the people that came out for presidential election. All they want to do is to intimidate them and make them irrelevant. And tomorrow somebody will come and tell you, oh, we need a political solution to what we're doing. We all saw Solomon, what is his name? What's his name? That was Jonathan, crying out to the legislators who has made terrible law concerning the electoral processes. We saw him crying. Seemed like everybody's helpless. And tomorrow somebody is going to be telling you about a political solution for in an already rigged system. Democracy, Nigeria is not there's no way you can call what they are doing right now as democratic process. So there's no hope until all people come out together and say, you know what, we are going to decide how this country is going to be if we are all one Nigeria. And this is the reason whenever I come here, and most of the time I remember, I always urge BIAFRANS and Nigerians alike to look into the position of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance. I think that's the shortest way to all these things. If we all realize that we are in a mess, if we are all going to work together and know that we are all slaves in our father's land, that's the solution. Whosoever the caliphate that has hijacked this government or whatever they call it should be able to answer to the request of the indigenous population in Nigeria. None of you is talking about devolution no longer. It's all, Abuja-based government. And people are telling you they have hope in that country. So unfortunate. My Reverend, like I said, when you bring in a lot of information, I don't even know how to get it in a nutshell. So I want to thank you. I want to sign out and enable other people call us to call in. But before I do that, I will also urge BIAFRANS, remember, we have few days to the Memorial Day. We must remember these people who have given or paid the ultimate price. We must remember them. I think that's a starting point. When we do these things together, then we will have a reason to come together and work together for our nation. Not coming together under the umbrella of a human being, or in this situation, a criminal of our time. So we must remember them. It's right here, 30th of May, on Monday, this coming week. We must remember them. For people around Los Angeles, my doors are open. You can always come in and join in that Remembrance Day. Coincidentally, America is also doing their Memorial Day that day. So no excuses about going to work and everything. My Reverend, I want to thank you for all that you're doing for us. I have always told you that God in heaven will bless you immensely for what you're doing. Thank you very much. And with all that, Biafra, God bless the people of Biafra and all of us have freedom.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. Of course, caller on the line, your name and where you calling from. Caller on the line. I lost that caller. That was the voice of our daddy in the Lord, Mazi Ubidi Ubinu, always on point. And we'll see, this is a man after the heart of the people of Biafra. My God, highly appreciated. Caller on the line, your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, sir, from
Agumwanyi. Good evening from here and welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir, for the good work you are doing for us. I really want to use this opportunity to thank our daddy in the Lord. All what I even supposed to say, he has said it all. There is no need of repeating all what he has said. And you in person have analyzed everything. Only small thing I want to chip in there is person that is looking for the unknown government or putting bounty on the head of unknown government. I think I want to remind him that man they beheaded his brother, the lawmaker. There's a note those people dropped, 2 notes they dropped close to the man's head. Didn't he read it on social media? The people indicated whom they are. When people killed the soldier couple, didn't they mention whom they are in all the videos that are all over social media? Now, all the people that activists, all the media activists are saying, and the ones that DNA family is saying, so Soludo did not hear it. It's only when he went to Abuja to dance and do photo shopping with Perima. That's the one he believed. Now, I want to ask him, at times the Nigerian troops will go and bust their camp and they will get some of them arrested. Or maybe when they are attacking and the prevention information gets to the troops, they had a dual firing. Along the line, they were able to capture some of them. Didn't he see the people they normally be? All those unknown government, when they are captured or neutralized, they will become known. And where do they normally belong to? Or when their camps are busted, don't they see their flags there and all their shrine and all the things and the people they killed and threw into a shallow grave, like as the sister of the Mecca they killed, Matthew, they killed the social lady. She also made mention, and the sister to that the man himself they killed. The sister made mention of how the father and the brother, the younger brother, were also killed, and they find their corpse inside their shallow grave there. When the soldier busted that place, they were able to recognize the corpse of the father and that of the younger brother. And he is still looking for the unknown government. And many evidences are bad. And the ones other people are saying he didn't want to listen to it, he is the one that a Perima told him to. And he forgot that the Juma Ofo that is right here, that he is a coordinator in APOB, and all of them know what to do. Now, does it mean that he didn't know the person that formally his government issued a press release that there's no woman killed in Anambra State? So all of a sudden now he himself included it in his own press release. and sending condolences to Adamawa people. I think even there's one that I saw on social media they call Oluchi system, or what she calls her name. We've seen lying on social media that the husband to that woman said that it's not actually that killed his wife. That he said, I don't know whom he said is the Fulani herdsman killed the woman in order to incite and they blame it on the head of athletes. Why are they always running to social media to turn the hand of clock anti-clockwise? Do they think that they are dealing with novice? Anyways, I will not blame them. Since all our elites and the people that we look upon are behaving like kids, how can a whole professor, somebody that has been in a higher position and was able to manage it, is he afraid? If he's afraid, let him just say it that he's afraid. He knows the truth. He knows the truth. He has been communicating with those people, and when they communicate finish, he will come outside and say a different thing. Let us stop trading with our children's life, using the blood of our innocent children to be playing politics. Enough is enough of this mess. Let them stop it. Let them stop it. We mothers are no more happy about all these things that is happening. Even when they get all those brainwashed innocent souls that were sent into the bush, anytime they get them killed, I always shed tears because they are people's children and they have been manipulated and brainwashed and made them an animal. They are no more reasoning like a human being, because anybody that is reasoning like a human being cannot use knife to start slaughtering a living being. Somebody is struggling with life. You are cutting that person's throat without even shooting the person to death first. You think that these people have human heart, and the whole sitting governor will be telling us abracadabra as if we were in the church, he is doing sermon. Instead of him to hit the nail at the head, he is there, beating about the bush, running around the whole issue. That he knew the truth, and he knew the brain behind it. Now they are now blaming it on Simon Lester. All of them are involved in it. They are together in it. This is the disciples of Ekperima. And all of them are saying, release their leader. And all what they are doing bows down on release their leader. And you are still looking for the unknown government. And when they are committing the atrocities, they will tell you that unknown government did it. And this unknown government that killed the soldier couples, when they were caught in their camp, you saw their flag there, you saw everything that shows that they are the one there. When Dragon and the rest of them went to do their own, unfortunately they were now caught. You saw the dragon image created on their navel, showing where they belong to, and they are still looking for non-government. When Gigi and the rest of them were arrested, Onyami and Co, they came out as a non-government, and all of them were arrested, and they confessed who sent them. If he's looking for whom we tell him what is going on, let him go to dungeon. There are millions of them that have been arrested that we are there. Then we tell him, then we give him the information of what is going on. If he has not seen all those videos, they are looking for whom they will bring their legs out as if they don't know what is happening. Who are those that is waiting for to come and give them the information? Because they are into money, they are looking for whom they will use their money to trap. Since he doesn't know the people that are doing it, then he continues staying with them. Amateurs are going. By the time jungle will mature, those people they think that will not reach them, will reach them. Maybe they have forgotten that they have been clamoring to get all the governors down and get all of them burned to ashes. Maybe now because they are coming closer to, they have reached state assembly. from state assembly they will not get to them. Maybe because they surround themselves with security, they think that it will not get to them. Instead of them to stand up now and call a spade and do the needful, they are always sounding political correct. Can't he see what some of his colleagues have done? Those that know what he tells, didn't he see what they did in some other states? And he always keep on blaming it in another neighboring state. So he's trying to exonerate that all his state people are saints. But the chief leader of all these unknown government is your brother, staying in your own state, moving up and down, organizing them, sending them. All those people you claim they came from neighboring southeast states, it's your own brother that recruited them, giving them money, sending them to go and do those things. And you could not hold that person accountable. Any leader that is blaming his shortcomings on other people is not worthy to. The Bible said that anybody that puts his hand on a plow and looks back is not worthy of the rays of heaven. You are a leader, you know what is going on. Instead of you to stand on your 2 feet strong and find a solution to it, you are there blaming it on other people. You are now using your hand to split the groups for them and give them different names. But they themselves call themselves unknown government, and you are now giving them baptismal name, thinking that that will help the matter. Continue using the blood of the innocent to be sounding political correct. While you are seeing your counterparts that are stood in their ground to do the needful, you are there playing the game of chess. When jungle matures, that you people think that it will not reach you. Maybe it will reach you. But I don't have much to say this evening. Just that at times one will just be angry on all this things. When you see people that supposed to be doing the right thing and they are doing the opposite. How many other governors have gone to Abuja to visit Ekperima before they do the needful or before they do what they're supposed to? If it is a northern governor now that, let's assume Shekawu is arrested now in the dungeon and they see any governor from north that will go to visit him and negotiate with them and start doing photo shopping. They will be the ones that will be over social media castrating the person. Somebody that is arrested of a treasonable felony. You are going to visit the whole governor and you are coming here to claim and claim that you did right for what you did. You didn't know that single act you executed will fall your hand from A to Z. Don't even go to social media and see what people are saying about. Instead of him to make amend and stand his feet to do the right thing now, he's still there speaking long grammar. After speaking grammar, then when he went up, my brother that have issued the press release to tell him that it's Simon Ekpa that is doing it. I hope he will give him the 10 million bounty he placed on the head. He has told you whom he is doing it. By the time you get Simon Ekpa arrested, you will send to him. Then you will know that their grandfather is the one you went to visit. Understand? Because he has already given to you the genesis of a non-government. Something that came on there to pray and bless on non-government and said that is the prayer, the fasting and prayer they are doing that for 40 days that they have not even reached the 10th day. God answered his prayer and sent the angels from heaven to come and enter the heart of the people that Janjaweed, according by him, killed since 1970 date. That he entered their heart and they now stood up to start avenging for their death. And still up to now, you don't know who is unknown government. And the person has told you people whom they are. And during the answers, everybody we are on ground, everybody heard what he was saying. And all the things he taught them to do that time is what they are doing gradually now. The metamorphose from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3. They are now increasing it. You people are just using our likes to play politics and using our head to play, make Makasa. If not the people that normally say it, using our brain, the remaining one to know whether we will fix together as we removed it from the cultic kingdom of Iperima. Then you now, our own father, is coming to manipulate it now the more. Please stand up, everybody loved you and everybody thanked God for you taking the man to know full well that you will do something. Don't allow them to manipulate you. Don't allow their spell to catch up with you. The major taproot of what is happening is in your state, is your brother and you know him. They always call out his name here. They always call out the names of those abroad initiating the chaos in Igbo land. And you are there splitting their names, giving them baptismal names. Plus or minus, all those people you are calling, all of them always give the same sign when they do the work finish. They will tell you the reason why they are doing it, that you people must release their leader. So with that alone, is it not enough evidence for you? Okay, if you claim that they are telling you that they are not the one that sent them, try and get those people apprehended. Try and get the unknown gunmen apprehended. By the time you get them apprehended, remove their mask, then you will not know them. Who is fooling who? Joppa, I'm getting angry. Thank you for the good work you are doing for us. Africa will continue to bless you. As we go nowhere, we will continue to talk. Till when those that refuse to hear will hear by force. And I know at the end, victory will be ours. Good night from here, sir.
Good night, and thank you so much for joining the program this evening. And so this is just a way of trying to give an introduction about the unknown gunmen. It is that time we'll stop deceiving our people, because in the end we're only deceiving ourselves. Nanda cannot have the time to make amends, and so are the misguided fellas. Do likewise. Nobody will be allowed to criminalize the image of the Biafran people, nor the struggle itself. The earlier we put our house in order, the better for all of us. On this note, I will be signing off from this broadcast this evening. Tomorrow is another day. We shall continue from where we stop. Remember, Biafra remain the destination. And I will say thank you for those of you who were able to call in. Agumwani and of course Adadi in the Lord. We truly appreciate it. I say good night from here, and God be with all of us.
The Bible clearly shows where the true Israelites are and where the Messiah is going to gather his people. Judah, he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth. But the other tribes, he will gather from beyond the rivers of Cush in Africa.
You wash away, and like a thief in the night, they came and stole it away. We've been on the bondage for so long, we need a light.
All the Biafrans should stand up, rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song. Freedom song.